If you struggle to actually prioritize the stuff that you want to get done, even when you make a to-do list, you're going to want to watch this video. Especially if, like the person who asked the question, you have ADHD or another form of neurodivergence that makes getting stuff done a little bit more challenging. I'm a psychologist and I see this problem come up very frequently where people make a to-do list, they try to make a strategy, and then they just cannot do the thing that is at the top of their to-do list. And there's three major reasons why that happens, and I'm going to explain each one and what you can do in that situation so that you can do the thing that you want to do. The most common reason people struggle with prioritization or procrastination is actually not related to those things at all. It is related to avoidance and anxiety. If there's something that's been on your to-do list for a long time and you just don't do it, it's probably because you're afraid of it for some reason. For instance, maybe you don't want to text back your friend who's been waiting on a response because you're afraid that the friend is going to be mad at you. Maybe you don't want to sit down and study for that test because you're afraid that you won't get it and you'll feel stupid. And as long as there's something that you're afraid of that is causing the avoidance, you're not going to be able to just brute force willpower your way to doing the thing. So your solution is to figure out what you're afraid of and figure out what you need to not be afraid of it. For instance, if you're afraid that your friend might get mad at you, you might stop and think about your friend and ask, are they really the sort of person who would get mad about something like that? And even if they are, would it be better to risk them being mad or better to just leave the text unanswered forever? Or if you're afraid of feeling dumb when you study for the test, you might focus instead about how you'll feel proud of yourself for trying and happy that you learned something. The important thing is to not ignore the fear, but to find a solution for the fear that allows you to take some steps forward. The second reason why you often struggle to prioritize something is that you don't actually care about it. It's very common for things on our to-do list to be should-dos that we feel like we ought to do because maybe other people expect them of us or we have this internal pressure, but we don't actually care about them intrinsically. For instance, maybe you really feel like you ought to fold your laundry and put it away, even though it's perfectly fine for you to just put it on straight out of the dryer. And in that case, the answer is to find out what you really care about, what is actually important to you, and make that be the top priority. And if there's something that's not really important but just kind of needs to get done, maybe try to do that in a more half-hearted sort of way or do the minimum viable product so that it gets done, but you're not focusing too much effort into it. And the final reason why you might struggle to prioritize something is a thing that it particularly affects people with ADHD, which is that you just get distracted. And for that one, the solution is simple. Try to give yourself a distraction-free environment to work on the priority. Leave your phone in the other room, close the door, just have you and the task that you're trying to complete. If you want more tips for fighting procrastination, please leave a comment and I'll make a follow-up video, and definitely follow so you catch that video. And if you think somebody else would find this helpful, please send it on to them. Dr. Dan signing off.